Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter-like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, Beef Loaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, My Sock Summer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Cheesy E.
Thank you, Cornsey, and welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If Beef Loaf calls himself a menace or talks about gilfs, you drink. If My Sock Summer talks about the thrift store getting piss on his hands, you drink. And if I have to ask these boys to put something up on the screen for me tonight, you drink.
Yes.
Of course, you can make all of us drink with a tip of $1.08 or more. I feel like right now I'm going to need a little bit of assistance when I ask. Speaking of drinking, what are you drinking?
Wrong one, but
that's good enough.
This one?
I like it. They're all good. They all work.
I like that one.
They all work. You had it. You had me.
Just
there.
don't put this one up.
But you guys,
we're saving that.
Using the comments, you got to drink on that one. Drink.
All of yous.
All of you is there in the comments.
What are you drinking?
Boys, I'm trying to drink down the bar. So I got the Bombay Sapphire. We're hitting that gin. We got a little Tonica right here. I cut some limes. MSS. These limes have probably been in my fridge since before the holidays, man. I cut them up. I was like, oh no, they don't look good. But we're going with them anyway. All right. They still smelled okay. We're gonna hit it anyway. And I got the sauced glass here. And it's going down very smooth. Delicious.
That's good. I can't wait for your gin hangover tomorrow. It's going to be a good one.
My Sock Summer, what are you drinking, baby?
Home over. I'm back on the Guinness. I got the Guinness draft. They had cases at Costco, so I bought a case. I'm drinking. I had 2 whiskeys last week when you were out with your injury, Chorizo, and I know
I was watching.
On Friday.
You were hungover.
I was hungover after 2, and I was like, I don't think I can drink this anymore. So I'm gonna go back to Guinness. So I'm gonna rotate. But now I got my craft cubes back. That might help. A little more water on there or something. It might help. I don't know. But what are you drinking?
Let me be the first to call you a huge pussy then.
Yes,
hangover.
Good here.
Yeah. Well, when I got my wisdom teeth out, I was ripping heaters and eating egg salad sandwiches, not taking the time off of a podcast. You little.
I love that story. I love that story. You told it a bunch of times now.
I have,
and it's total bullshit. Because I believe you did. I believe you did all that. But where it falls apart is when you go to the doctor and they tell you this is the fat dentist, whatever. They're a doctor.
Oral surgeon, actually.
Don't be a fucking anti-dentist. All right.
It's oral surgeon.
You go there post-op. There's a post-op checkup, right? When they know that by then you should be healed up, right? But for you,
it was a week
you
later.
Were more healed than anyone ever.
You said this fastest I've ever seen anyone heal up. Fastest ever.
Which is impossible.
He was young,
because it was the same amount of time that he probably tells everybody to come back in. So I think what he might have told you is, I can't believe these healed because you reek of Camel Crushes.
Yeah,
and then followed that up.
Guy at that point,
followed that up with, why are you smoking cigarettes that are for 12-year-olds?
Yeah,
I know you're a Camel Crush guy. Don't fuck with me. You've told me this many times.
You know why I was smoking those, and it was because they had a cartoon character that told me I needed to smoke them, and I'm very influenced by cartoon characters. Chorizo.
This is true.
What are you drinking tonight on this momentous return to the 108 podcast as a guest? Actually,
I know I'm a guest tonight. That's why none of the drinks have gone up. I'm not in charge.
We'll get to them right after this.
My buddy Mike got me these. I think you guys have had these too. He got you some of these.
Those are good. I had those. Those are delicious. Yeah, I love those.
And I was hesitant to make fun of you for the hangover because I'm like,
you're going to be hungover
from all these. So You'll see me on the fart drive tomorrow.
Hey,
I'll
you want me to get to these drinks? I'm going to get to the drinks. So, our first up is our guy, Gar Ridge, my guy. Cheers, boys. We'll be on the road during the show. But for the degens in the comments, what's your latest thinking on the 65.5 number?
Yeah. Well, first, cheers, Gar Ridge. Let's get a little sip, a little taste, if you will. I'm talking like the bunk.
I don't like it, but
I was leaning over. I was leaning over on 65.5. I was no bet though. And when you remove Luis, that's worth a win or two, roughly. You know, like I know he's probably the projection's probably 2 WAR, but you know he'll be hurt a little bit. But then you gain a little bit on the pitchers from his defense. Yeah. It's still a no bet for me, but I don't have a lean in either direction. Trees, that feels like a good number to me right now.
That feels on point. And what I'm looking for actually is the number to go lower. So
reaction.
I think a 65.5 number right now, after they got rid of Luis Robert, we're more ingrained in it. And we kind of look at it and say, like, you know, Luis wasn't playing a lot of games, progressing a lot. I think you're still giving away your center fielder, and now you have no center fielder.
Right.
Acuna looks like he might be able to play center field, but you have to imagine it's a drop-off. And then you look at the whole mess in the outfield. And then you look at the pitching staff, and I think people who are casual bettors or even sharp bettors might be looking at the under on this, and it might drive the price down further. I mean, it already went back down because it had popped all the way to 67.5. Like, you'd have to go offshore. I think even as early as a week ago, you'd have to go offshore to get that 65.5. Now, kind of everybody's back to that, or moving back to that. So I'm waiting to see if it gets to that 63.5 that they had over at Bet Online, where I didn't have enough cryptocurrency to load up over there.
And it's that.
So if we get that on shore, I'll probably get down on over 63.5.
And it's that kind of analysis that you can expect next Saturday at Reggie's. A mere $20 gets a 108.ing/party. Buy your tickets today. I know people are buying them because I sold one today. You should get over there, though, because there will be analysis like that. But we'll also have a professional gambler analysis guy telling you what you really should hit. Next up, we got our guy, Jerry O'Sullivan, saying, looking forward to seeing you all at Reggie's. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, Jerry.
Jerry, bless your heart.
Jerry is a man that can take down a Guinness, too. So we've seen him do 1 or 2, 3 of those. We got John Nava. Cheers, gents. Big shout out to my IU Hoosier national champs. Something I never thought I would ever say out loud. Like the Indiana Hoosiers are national champions. I don't know.
That was a good ass game too. After the game against Oregon, I was kind of like, man, I hope this is a good game. And I knew Miami had the defense to try and do it. And I think they might have done the trick. They might have asked Mendoza about trains and dinosaurs and just distract him.
Distract him, yeah. No, the block punt is what saved them. He didn't play that well, actually. You know, he didn't play a very good game. So,
but it was a very entertaining game. Very entertaining game. It was great to see.
Miami brought the danger.
You know what, the one thing I didn't like about the whole thing? I kept seeing memes afterwards where they were showing Carson back, like, you know, because he lost. They're showing him as a Steve Buscemi. And I'm like, look, man, that guy's a fucking national treasure. Don't act like he's a loss. He's not a loser, man.
Right.
Steve rules. Like, so I was a little disappointed that that's who they were using to make that name. I think it was totally disrespectful to Mr. Orange. And Mr. Orange lives. We know Mr. Orange lives.
And the last one here, we got
we got more. We got more after that.
With Drink Up, which is nice. That's very nice of him.
Mr. Han, thank you, my friend. Bless you.
Jay Zell is back. He says,
Jay Zell.
I love Jay Zell. Jay Zell, bless your heart.
I like that. It's a fun one.
Man, the drinks are flowing tonight. I love it.
I hope Jay Zell's at the 108 party.
Sox Time Jack says Mets come to the rate August 21st to the 23rd. Future bet on that being a Louis IL stint. Some might think so. Cheers and such. Cheers, Jack.
Jack, bless you, my friend. I hope not. I hope he comes back and he can play.
I hope he's coming back after his IL stint to make his return.
I think
it's a day after my birthday too, so I'm very excited.
That's right.
That's right.
I think it's he's returned from his IL stint at that.
Yeah, he'll be back.
The jersey is extra clean because it hasn't been played on very much in the last 2 months. That's what we're gonna.
Lou Bob's gonna just rail off one of the best 2 weeks of his life in the Bronx, and then or not the Bronx. They're not in the Bronx,
Queens.
right? Queens. In Queens.
Well, I forgot where they're actually at now.
Right, but they used to be in Queens. He's gonna have the best first 2 weeks of his season ever, and then he's hurt until he comes back here and then just destroys us. I can't wait. It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a fun time. So now that's all the drinks. Teresa, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking that stout, but I want to know how you're
right,
doing.
you
I want to know how you're doing, MSS.
Oh God. Holy
Killed
shit.
MSS. He forgot all about you.
What a day. So I don't know if you guys know, but on the Twitter machine, I'll make a tweet every once in a while. And I know I don't usually have big banger tweets, right? Like, but sometimes I do. Like when I call out shirt companies for trying to get free labor from people, that seems to blow up.
Hello.
And who would have thought?
You leave St. Obvious Joe alone, all right, you bastard.
Who would have thought tweeting about finding a White Sox giveaway at Ross would garner the attention it has? Now, this tweet, as a recording, has almost 85,000 views. It is bookmarked like 38 times, which I don't fully understand, but okay. I was at Ross yesterday. I dropped off something at there's a FedEx location at this Walgreens, and so I dropped this thing off for FedEx, and I was like, oh fuck it, I'm going to Ross. I got 5 minutes, and so I roll in there and I'm looking through all the jackets, and I see the track jacket that we did the commercial for in Bridgeport, and I'm like, is this the track jacket? And it says Xfinity right on the side, and I'm like, this is rather odd that there is a track jacket. I'm like, somebody just took theirs off, stole one, and then rolled out. No, this is priced, and it has the tag on it and everything. So I'm like looking at this, and I'm like, I am befuddled. It is just crazy. So people have been retweeting, like there's only like, I don't know, 20 retweets, but like people have been talking about their theories on what happened here. And I think the best theory that I've found so far is that somebody bought another track jacket and returned the White Sox giveaway, and then they put tags on it and put it back onto the rack, which makes a lot of sense, right? I'm like, okay, that makes sense to me. I understand that. But who is looking at a jacket and sees Xfinity real big on the side, and then looks at the size tag and it says White Sox on it and goes, yeah, we totally sold this. I'm going to put it on there. But some guy that actually worked at Ross said it happens a lot. He saw it a lot. You know, it's called exchange theft. And I was like, okay, whatever. Now,
oh, wow.
Two things have really shocked me about this tweet. Number one thing is a lot of people don't know what Ross is. Ross is a retail store that sells new merchandise. It is not a thrift store. It is not a resale shop. It is not a vintage clothing place. So all the people going, yeah, I see these in my thrift shop all the time. No, you don't. Well, maybe you do. But Ross is not a thrift store. Ross is a new store. It's supposed to be new clothing only. It's not supposed to be pre-worn. It could have some defaults. It could not be factory right or whatever they call, but it is definitely not something that they gave away on the South Side 3 years ago that they're selling. No, that's not what it is. So that was one thing that surprised me. The second thing that kind of surprised me is that a lot of people's theories about these things, and this is my favorite one that just really put me over the edge, which I responded to because I thought it was funny. And he says, this is John. And he says, Ross takes offloaded items from retailers similar to an outlet. So I'd imagine the Sox had some stuff from previous seasons that didn't sell me, the needed to clear out. And then this somehow got mixed in the bulk shipment to Ross. What? Like,
wow.
I know you're on drugs and I need those drugs. Please give me those drugs. I want to put together nonsensical thoughts with big words like you did. And then I responded to him. I was like, yeah, but I don't know. I go, that's an interesting theory. Or I posted a picture of Robert Stack going, only maybe you can be the one that solves a mystery. And he responded to it. Yeah, more than likely it got out of their clubhouse sale, and then they sent a bunch of bulk stuff to that Ross or Marshall's or Burlington. No, they didn't. Those definitely did not do that. That is not even a shot in hell. But you know what? The funny thing is I'm sure that this guy has been proposed with like, I don't know, like say like, I don't know, like medical records of something, or saying, hey, this shot might help you do this. And he's like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to take that advice from that doctor. But he's willing to believe that the White Sox somehow offloaded some stuff to Ross or Burlington, and 3 years after it was given away, it ends up on the shelf for sale. So, folks, the internet is great. Twitter is free, so make sure you get back on there. This is just been pure enjoyment and entertainment for me for the last 2 days. So, thank you, John, and cheers.
I enjoyed that thread too, MSS. There were so many different fucking theories out there. And to me, I was like, it reminded me of when you know a lot about something and then you see a bunch of people commenting about it and you realize they don't know shit about it, but they have opinions on every fucking thing possible. That's what that reminded me of after like listening to you tell this thing. Is like, these people don't know dick about this, but they'll just make up a random thing and throw it out there. Why not?
They're like, but they.
That's what the internet is.
but they're like, this is 100% what it is, and even though it's totally fucking outlandish, it's like, yeah, dude, like this happens all the time. Like, there's definitely this happens all the time. No, it doesn't. I've never seen it before in my life. So, and I've been to a lot of Rosses. So
what's great is that I have a theory that I'm going to throw it at Jeff when he comes on. Please. That he's going to react just like MSS is right now.
Okay.
So, good. I guess you're on drugs.
Yeah, well.
I think we got a drink to get to, fellas.
We do.
Yeah.
Southside Jeff T says, good strategy from the chat. Get used drunk before passing. Passing's used to us being drunk. It's not even a strategy. But I appreciate all the drinks. People are happy with the full crew being back. It's in the new year. Everyone's hyped up right now for various reasons. So I love it. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you.
It's nice that your brother decided to get the sand out of his vagina and come back on the show. I appreciate it.
See, I was hoping this was going to happen all show. This is why I'm here,
MSS, and I would say some others on Twitter, don't quite realize what they're asking for.
I know. I'm glad that they are, though, Treasy. You never really put yourself out there to be the huge bastard that you really can be. And I'm happy that they're engaging you, that MSS and other nitwits on Twitter. You were right about we have the toughest crowd ever. Everyone pretending like they recover from surgery in 8 seconds. Like, it was so funny. We're seeing all the
To be totally truthful with you guys, and you guys know this, like I had no complications from this. I wasn't even really that sore. And like
you were fine, we hung out. Like
when Jeff wasn't going to do the show, I was like, I'll just let these guys do the show. But when MSS's internet went out, I came in.
Yeah, you jumped in backstage.
Your internet came back, and so I was like, okay, I don't need to do
that. That was very nice of you. I appreciate that.
Because the only thing that I was having problems with was after the first day, like I grind my teeth at night, and I must have done something wrong. And like, I guess this is no, but this is common. Some people can't open their mouth fully after the muscles tense up. And so I had that like a lot of the day Wednesday. And I was
you had like lockjaw. You're like, ugh.
No, not really. I mean, it was just like I just couldn't take down a really big dong, So
I was gonna say
it ruined. I was like, I'm not gonna say that. It was a Friday too,
So this is really bad. Is your job as a male prostitute? Yeah,
I don't know.
It's really bad.
I don't know if you noticed that I changed my Twitter handle to not Heather Brooke for just a day. It's like, but
A+. Jesus Christ. All right, our guest is backstage. I'm going to want to pay some bills so we can get him in here in a minute.
Oh, I was really ready for that.
I know you weren't. You never are.
Let's start the new year right at Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp. Every Thursday in January, buy 1 pound of original large shrimp, get a half pound free. That's right. Buy what you're going to buy anyway and get more for absolutely nothing. No coupon or code required. Deal is good at all of our locations from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at Canal and open to close everywhere else. Lawrence's has 4 convenient locations for all your feasting needs. 2120 South Canal Street, 3242 West 87th Street in Evergreen Park, 50 South Manhide Road in Hillside, 3248 Vollmer Road in Olympia Fields. Order ahead to avoid the wait at chicagoshrimp.com. Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp, always fresh, always fantastic, always delicious. Boys, you want me to put up the graphic and you do the intro?
You hit the image. I'll let the man in, and Teresa can read him in.
Here we go.
Oh, I'm reading them in. All right. Tonight, after last week's disappearing act by Jeff Passan, we have him tonight. Very excited to have him back. It's the annual visit from our guy. And Jeff, why don't you come on in?
What's up, fuckers?
He was laughing backstage about we were talking about dongs, and I also saw him do the Wu-Tang.
Yeah. He did the Wu-Tang.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
We were
I'm just glad Chirizi's back from his yeast infection. Life is great.
Man,
I will absolutely take
Old
it from
brothers.
Jeff. Jeff took on a goddamn tree and came back. I had a couple people
Oh my gosh,
you can't find a guy that a tree can't
the
kill.
baseball stuff. Ask him MSS about the music thing you wanted to ask him.
Well, okay, so I was pregame. I was listening to some stuff, and I know you like Rage, and I was listening to Local H, and I was like, does Jeff listen to Local H? Do you listen to Local H at all, or no?
I know of Local H. I know Local H had like one single that got radio play back in like the early to mid 2000s. Does that sound right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was like late 90s.
Was
it late 90s?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like 97.
There's one on each side, I think, but yeah.
But that song came off a really good record, right? That's a good album front to back. But their other stuff, I think you'd really enjoy too. Cynic, their first record is unbelievable. You need to listen to that. You need to start listening to their catalog. I'm just giving you a recommendation. I think you'll like it.
That. I won't listen, but that's okay.
Okay. Well, hey, I tried. Trying to broaden your horizons here, Jeff. Okay. And it's like we went and saw a show not too long ago, and it's like being back in the 90s. It's crunchy guitar. It's like good songwriting. It just feels like the 90s. So you might want to just check it out, despite your thoughts about who I am and everything. That's fine.
What was the single? Remind me if you
Copacetic.
No, it was it was Bound for the Floor was the name of the song.
Yeah, but
that song. That's right.
People know Copacetic. Yeah.
So pathetic.
That's
an era.
That's a single.
They're a Chicago band, so they still play here every month, and we all still go see them every month.
Love that.
But
Jeff,
great.
I think previous years you've come through, and the Sox have been doing nothing, and we're mostly talking about how little they're doing and how pathetic all of it is. But this year they've been doing some stuff, and just recently we saw the Luis Robert Jr. trade, and just wanted to kind of understand. It feels like they've been trying to trade Luis Robert Jr. for 15 years, but it finally like something motivated the teams to come together and finally make a deal. And what do you think that was? Like, what's the atmosphere that caused this to finally happen?
They've been talking for months now with the Mets about Luis Robert, and there's been interest the whole time, but it's always just a function of where are you in the offseason and what have you done already. And so this came in between the Bo Bichette signing and the Freddie Peralta trade. And I think that they were talking a little bit with Harrison Bader, the Mets were, and I don't think they saw a fit at the price that he wanted. And at that point, it's like, are we really going to start the season with either Tyrone Taylor or Carson Bench, who probably ultimately is a left fielder in center field? And I think they got to the point where they were willing to swallow all the money. And, that to me is like where it really came through. Because I know other organizations that the White Sox were talking with, the Sox were willing to send money. I don't think they were going to send money to the Mets.
No, the Mets don't need
specifically. No sending money to Uncle Stevie.
Do you think the Mets would even allow that? Like, if you're trading with them, like, because you want some kind of concession for sending them money, and it's like, is giving $5 to Steve Cohen like even matter? Like, I mean,
giving $5 million to Steve Cohen doesn't really matter. I mean, he is one of when you're high up on the Forbes billionaire list, like you're doing all right. And it's like, I think it's really important that we look at the context of baseball through owners these days, because it is the most important thing. It really is. Steve Cohen has come in and completely changed who the New York Mets were, what they are able to do, and what their ultimate aspirations are, and their ability to reach that. Guggenheim coming in and buying the Dodgers. It's The Dodgers are essentially owned by a group of people who own an enormous and profitable hedge fund. And if they need cash, they can go get cash. So when they're going to give Kyle Tucker a $64 million signing bonus, some of the lower revenue teams just do not have the cash flow to do something like that. So it's going to be interesting to see it during these collective bargaining negotiations, both on the front end with signing bonus money, as well as on the back end with deferred money, if there are any limitations put on that to try and even things out among all of the teams. Because if the ultimate goal of Major League Baseball is competitive balance, it should not matter the way by which they achieve it. If the players don't want a salary cap, and the salary cap is a red line, keeping baseball on the field is more important than going and getting that salary cap. And I just hope that owners acknowledge that and understand the damage that could potentially be done to the game and to their businesses if games are ultimately lost.
Especially coming after the hot playoffs. Jeff, that also their financiers, they're very creative about how they finance the deals of the players. It's just been very interesting to watch out there. My question about the Luis Robert trade, though, is why didn't this happen in July? Nothing has changed in the fact pattern with Luis Robert, except he's gotten more expensive. But in July, when he could have helped a contender, and he was actually playing well at the time, why did it happen now instead of then? I'm shocked by this.
The market just wasn't there in July. And I think that they had seen him for the previous year and a half and felt like changing a guy on the fly or, adding things to his game in the moment. It's a lot easier if you feel like you can help fix a guy to do it in spring training. You have a 6-week runway at that point. It's a fresh start as opposed to moving in the middle of the year when you don't know how someone is going to react to that. And so I think teams are willing to pay a little bit more during the winter and not have that extra half season. And, for the Mets, this isn't just like a $20 million contract for the Mets. It's 110% on top of that. So the Mets are paying $42 million for Luis Robert this year. And if Luis Robert can be if Luis Robert can be a 3-win player this year, then the Mets are going to feel awesome about this trade, even though they gave up a guy in Luis Angel Acuna who I don't know if he's got star ceiling, but he fits in a really interesting way with this White Sox team right now. The infield is kind of set. They've got Murakami at first. They've got Maidra at the second, Montgomery at shortstop, Vargas at third. But you've got flexibility positionally, so you can play him at usually second. If Vargas struggles, you could shift Montgomery there. You can move Maidra theoretically to short. Rock Chalowski is the White Sox shortstop of the future. So I think the inevitability of
in 24 months he'll be here.
It might be sooner than that.
It might be sooner.
And so Acuna, I don't know if you guys noticed, but he's been playing center field in winter ball. I would not be surprised to see him. I don't know if it's going to be the majority of his at-bats in center, but I think they're going to give him some run there.
Nice. Roster resource already put him there. They're like,
center field that eighth or something like that, right? That's like right away with that thing.
You know what though? Aren't you guys okay with that? Isn't this lineup starting to look interesting and starting to look kind of fun? You guys saw it a little bit last year, but I think it's really rounding out. Listen, I don't know. I am not making the same fucking mistake that I did talking about the White Sox and how their future is amazing. Lesson learned on that one. But the White Sox will be a team that I watch on MLB TV this year because I find them to be super interesting right now.
There's a ton of young talent there, and there's also. Like Treasy, we've been talking a lot about this. There's guys that might pop. There's guys in the periphery there that might pop, or even guys that have kind of established themselves a little bit like Miguel Vargas. Like he's just one step away. I just need 5 or 6 of those doubles to go over the fence. And then there we go. We got a 120 WRC plus. We're set with that guy.
Yeah. That, and then you have a guy in Colson Montgomery that's just fun to watch play baseball. Like watching him crush baseballs last year was just fun. I mean, that reinvigorated, I think, us and the fan base. They're like, this is exciting. So now you add Mune, who's going to come in and hit even more home runs.
I'm a little nervous about getting hit by one of those.
Yes, but you know what?
We got to get out of the
We
way.
should live dangerously, Treasy. We are old, and we've already been, encased in resin and given away to fans as a bobblehead. So we can die now.
True.
Like we've hit our peak.
Die.
I mean, I don't think we can go any higher than that. So
you know what I think is the sneaky best part of this trade? They have $20 million to go out and spend now.
yeah.
So that was going to be my next question to you, Jeff. How much?
Hey, you don't need to cross your fingers.
Oh no,
They're going to spend it. Okay. I love that. I love to hear that.
Do you think they're going to spend it purely in free agency, or are we going to send Andrew Benintendi somewhere else that is not here?
I do not think that's going to happen. I think there are two routes that they can take. And I think there's a chance that they take both, because let's remember, guys, the RSN collapse affected about a third of baseball teams. And that's money that they went into this season expecting to have that they are not going to have anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So the likelihood that a lot of those teams from the FanDuel or whatever the hell it's called these days, going
Main Street
out
Station or whatever.
Yeah. I don't even know what it is. Something Street, right? Is it Main Street?
It's Main Street because it sounds almost like the casino. That's the only reason I can
So suddenly you have this group of free agents that's out there, and they know that spring training starts in less than 3 weeks. They want to know where they're going to have a job. They want to know where they're going to live. Now is the opportunistic time for teams to go in and start looking at the good talent that's still left out there. So whatever holes that the White Sox feel like they have right now, they can fill them with who's out there in free agency. But beyond that, there's also the opportunity to go out and look at underwater contracts with other teams that will be willing to pay down and go out and maybe get a bat or an arm that way. What the White Sox have right now is flexibility. And in that flexibility in this moment is more than most teams in baseball can say.
Nice.
I love
good
that.
to
Now,
hear.
let me ask you a question about the whole situation, because on this show, we really love that the ownership group allowed Chris Getz to, at the deadline, say, look, we're not taking the deals. We don't like these deals. We're going to pick up this option in the offseason. And our minds immediately went to, okay, well, Luis Robert's going to be here for 4 months. He'll probably be injured one of them. Who cares? But we're going to have fun watching him. Then they'll trade him then. But do you think it was more of a pump fake of like assertion, or did the price just finally pop up to the point where they were compelled to do it and they were ready to really hold Luis Robert into July?
Oh, I think they were absolutely ready to hold him. And I think what picking up that option did was it allowed them further options going forward. They had the option to trade him right now. They had the option to hold him and trade him in July. And then if neither of those happened, they had another option to pick up going into next season. So that's what front offices are always looking for. It's not a direct line forward. It's I'm driving on a highway and there are restaurants at 3 different exits. Which one do I want to eat at tonight? At least I have the choice, though. At least I have the opportunity to decide which of these suits me best right now. And I think with the free agents and the underwater guys who are out there right now, part of the calculus for the White Sox was, hey, there's opportunity cost here that's in our favor. Like this is something that we can get talent in Acuna and talent with warts. You know, Luis Angel Acuna, he's not his brother. Nobody should think that he is. You know, the size tends to be a limiting factor with power, not always, but most of the time. But I think he's a good baseball player. And right now, after some of what you guys have seen in recent years, good baseball player sounds great. And
put as many of those out there as possible for us watching it every day. Absolutely.
And you know what? It's the Sox they are getting more and more of those in the organization. And I adored the Murakami signing. I think that is one of the best signings of this offseason. And here's the truth, guys. Murakami might stink, but I don't think he's going to. I don't think guys who hit 50 plus home runs against professional pitching at any level in any country should be looked past. And yeah, does he have trouble with velo sometimes? Sure. But you know what? A guy who can hit 50 home runs has the ability to change and has the ability to maneuver his body differently and has the ability to go out there and adjust. And that's what I'm betting on with Murakami, that whatever the deficiencies are, right, he's going to strike out a lot. Like, it's going to piss you off. You guys
we're trying to prepare Sox fans for this because we had Adam Dunn, and when Adam Dunn, even when he hit 40 home runs, everyone hated his guts. We're trying to prepare people. It's going to be a lot of strikeouts. Just chill, everybody. You know?
Yeah, and look, I agree. Strikeouts are bad. I don't. You know, there's been in recent years like this acceptance of strikeouts with hitters. Fuck that. No, I'm serious though. Like I look at strikeouts like they're. Let's put it this way. I've always had a hard time reconciling the thought that strikeouts for pitchers are the ultimate thing, but strikeouts for hitters are okay. You can't have both. Like, you just can't have it both ways. And so it's nice to have a Mydroth in the lineup who's not going to strike out a whole lot. Yep. You know, it's nice to have a Vargas who's not going to strike out a ton. Yep. Montgomery, obviously, he's big strikeout guy. You know, Teal and Caro, they put the bat on the ball. Like you can handle strikeouts as long as the home runs are there. And I just believe in the power and believe that the home runs are going to be there.
Now you brought up Murakami and we are also just talking about players possibly falling to the Sox. When we came into this offseason and you're looking at the numbers that people are putting on the possible Murakami contract, now obviously
never would have even conceived.
They were way higher. It was like 8 years, a $1 gajillion, and like somewhere in between there, though, between where the Sox got him and what the numbers were originally, you would have, at least I would have thought that someone would have come in and taken that chance. What happened there? How did this even occur?
That is a great question. I think that teams, at first, I think what they were shooting for was higher than what teams were comfortable with. And then in the end, I think it just became like almost a reverse run on the bank. Like people had convinced themselves they were out at this level, and then their interest just went somewhere else. And the White Sox took advantage of that. I agree with you. I'm shocked that he didn't go to a team that's going to win this year and, you know, take advantage of that. But I think he knew with the White Sox, he is always going to get at bats and he's always going to get opportunity and he's going to hit third or fourth and he's going to be in a great city. And, you know, they're like, sometimes we forget outside of Chicago. Sometimes we forget that the White Sox actually play in like the best city in America. And that's a real attractive thing and something that for a long time, I'm not sure that they've taken advantage of in the same way that the Mets didn't. You know, the Yankees ran New York for a really long time. And the Cubs, sorry to say, but the Cubs they're the number one team in Chicago. Like they're what people associate Chicago baseball with. And is it right? Yeah, probably. Is it fair? No, but life isn't fair, boys. You're White Sox fans.
That's what we can do about it.
We had ours before they got theirs in 2005.
That's right.
We're fine.
That's
In
right.
my lifetime, I don't really.
I mean, you wouldn't know if you watched ESPN.
No. What the hell, Jeff? Come on. You got to talk to somebody.
Dude, it was, you know what? I hate that White Sox fans look at ESPN and say they don't acknowledge or care about the White Sox. We fucked up a few times though, like not addressing the existence of 2005. I remember being on TV when we had Danny Mendick as Danny Medwick, I think it was. And I was looking at it and I was like, no, that's wrong. No, not the White
I think
Sox.
there was even one where it posted the Houston Astros as the winner of the 2005. Like they acknowledged the 2005 World Series, but the Astros as the winner.
It was the guy's bio underneath. He was like he was doing like commentating, and they're like member of the 2005 World Series champion Houston Astros. I was like, what? I don't think that happened.
You know, I'll just say this. none of this is, I promise you, none of this is ever personal. Like White Sox fans who are listening right now, I love you guys. And I love you guys because like I see what you're going through and you're still fans. And that's a really hard thing to do. It's hard for any fan to go through what you guys have over the last 4 years. It's been incredibly tough. And if you stick with something like this, you'll never know it. You'll never be able to actually tangibly measure it. You will enjoy the eventual championship more than anyone else.
Oh my God.
You will.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it'll have been worth it, but you will enjoy it more than anyone else.
Jeff, we followed the Bulls through the bad Bulls teams before when Michael was there and there was no one else there. So yeah, those championships were they were very nice. The bounce of Murakami from a marketing standpoint. Should MSS start printing the Japanese lettered T-shirts for 108? Are we going to get kind of that big of a bounce with Japanese fans because of Murakami?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that, but yes, you should definitely have some sort of. I almost feel like an inappropriate Japanese.
Say that.
It would be very on brand for you guys.
But in a fun way, not like the Cubs fans did with Fukudome. That was racist bullshit. Well, we do it in a fun way, yeah.
Maybe our batter man has a tentacle instead of a bat. Something like that.
Jesus, Teresi,
How dare you?
Jeff. We can't talk about stuff like that with Jeff. No, I actually talked with a guy who does some reporting on Japanese baseball over in Japan. And I have another story to bring up that he told me about. He said something about you too. He was telling us, I was asking him about the shirts. I was like,
Jason
listen,
Coskery?
No, his name is Joshua Mellon.
Melon, is it?
It's Mellin. I don't know if it's Mellon or Meline, but he works for Time Out Tokyo does assignments for Time Out Tokyo, but also lives in Chicago. So he was like, he gave me a really good background on like Japanese baseball traditions, customs, and like all this stuff that I had no idea even existed. So I'm going to get him on the podcast because I didn't know they played 150 games over there. I didn't know that where Mune came from, the stadium is 100 years old, and that's where Babe Ruth played. And like, there's a lot of history there that I don't think American fans know. And so
awesome. I spent time. My first trip to Japan was in 2008 when the Red Sox were playing the A's, and I went there and I did 2 feature stories outside of the games, and one of them was on Larry Bigby, who was like in the Mitchell Report, and I regret that story. Actually, it was, now granted, I was 27 years old, and at the time I was in that like phase of my career where the way that I approach stories was, I said to myself, I'm going to think like the New York Post and write like the New Yorker. And so Larry Bigby, like in the Mitchell Report, talked about other people like who had used PEDs allegedly. And I think the first sentence of that story was like, "This is the year of the rat." And it was in the Japanese calendar. And I was like, I just look at that, back at that right now. I'm like, you're such a fucking piece of shit. Like, Larry Bigby, I'm sure you're not listening. I apologize. It was an immature thing to do.
Weirdly enough, he's one of our biggest
reporters. The other story, it was the first American reporter who had interviewed a guy who's going to be coming over in a couple of years, and that was you, Darvish. And so that was like I went up to Hokkaido and saw him there. It was super cool. Like it's a fun trip. The other one though, I went there for my book and really like got into Japanese baseball culture in like the 10 days that I was over there. And I adore that place, man. I really do.
I just read it, Jeff. I'm years behind. I finally just read the arm, and the Koshian part of it blew my mind. Like the kid's throwing like 700 pitches and stuff.
It's wild, dude.
And I immediately when Amai signed, I looked up, oh, did he play in that? And yeah, he was like a champion at Koshian. So I don't know how many miles are on that arm.
A lot. but it's still, it's still functioning well. And hey, for all of the abuse, and it is abuse that happens in Japanese youth baseball in terms of just throwing guys way, way too much. What Yoshinobu Yamamoto did during the World Series might have been the most impressive thing I've seen in my 23 years covering baseball.
You're not kidding. My God.
It was awesome.
It was a great World Series.
We're friends with a lot of guys.
Great playoff and a great World Series. We watched a lot of it together. It was very, very fun. Yeah,
we're friends with a lot of guys who are into like gambling talk and all these types of shows. And I just listening to them through the World Series, like, well, they're not going to give it to Yamamoto. They're not going to give the MVP. I'm voting on all these guys, and it's like they can't possibly. And the odds keep going lower and lower, and it's like they're going to give this guy MVP. How could you not?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, but he was saying that using the I think it's kanji, the characters for the 108 might not not like sell a bunch of shirts, but it would be seen as a welcoming image coming into our stadium and stuff. So it made me kind of think, maybe we should do this, because they didn't want to make it. First, they didn't want to do it mockingly, but I don't know if you know who Christian Osoy is, an old time skateboarder. He had this really sick logo on he's a Japanese skateboarder, but was raised in Hawaii. And he had this sick logo on his board. So I made a logo like that for the 108, but it looked a little too Chinese takeouty. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do this. And I'm kind of weirded out. And I'm not the guy that does that normally. That's usually Teresi is like, hey, I don't think this is a good idea. So it's like when I think it's not a good idea, I'm like, I'm probably shouldn't do that. So I think we're going to go with the kanji. And this is put out there. It says from 108, which means you're in the section, from the section 108 is the way that it looks, or at least what Google told me. So I'm like, this seems like a good idea, but I got to get it double checked because, there's a lot of women walking around there that think they have peace, on their shoulder or, on their leg, but it actually is something really nefarious and just nasty. So I don't want to have like a Chinese character on our shirts that is not representative
Japanese.
of what we
want.
Japanese.
But Jeff,
my bad.
Well, dude, here's the thing.
I'm getting there.
Things when I lived in Chicago, I was in the South Loop, and so in between the South Loop and Sox Park is Chinatown. I was up at La Sichuan all the time. I don't know if that place is still open, but God,
it is.
Is it?
It is, yeah. Our dad grew up in China. Well, mine and Pete's dad, not
grew up in
he grew up in
not all
Chinatown.
brothers.
Yeah. But Jeff, you alluded earlier to us sticking through all this and once in 2064 when they finally win one, how exciting it's going to be. But I think there's kind of becoming two factions of Sox fans right now. Ones who are very antsy for contention and getting, kind of like, hey, when is this going to happen? And so, and the other is that just kind of watching the slow growth of what this is. Where should we be on kind of that continuum of watching this team build towards contention?
This year's not about winning. This year's about learning how to win. There are differences between those two things. I think young teams need to learn how to win in the respect that it takes not just a togetherness, but I think it takes an attitude and an understanding of who you are at the big league level. And as much as that, there's like a lack of quantification for this that bothers me as somebody who looks at numbers and respects them and understands what a huge role they play. But I just believe there are winning players. And I think winning players learn how to win along the way and understand what it takes every single day to get through 162 games and remain in September and even October at the same level that you were at in April and May. And with young guys especially, I think it's learning the rhythms of the season and understanding where your body is, where you're mentally, and knowing that you're not going to lose 121 games. The way baseball is, you're gonna win a fair bit, but I don't think they should be pushing this year. I don't think they're ready for it at this point. And as open as the American League Central looks to be, and as scary as Detroit might be in the coming years, because They've got Kevin McGonigal and Max Clark and Josue Briseño and Bryce Rainier and Tyron Lorenzo all coming in, because I don't know if you guys have seen this, but they have like quite literally no money on their books after next season. This is a really young team. It's a lot like Houston was, and they've got the same manager, a guy who has won World Series and knows how to go out and do it. So Detroit's going to be terrifying. Kansas City's going to have Bobby Witt Jr. and others in the pitching staff that they've put together for a few years. Like, even if the AL Central is winnable, it's not going to be easy. And so I think the Sox, to me, this year for them is about changing the attitude and literally like cutting off what the past was. 2024 sucked. 2025 was better. 2026 needs to be where the break happens. That 2020 almost as if 2024 didn't exist. And this is about the future. This is about understanding how you're going to put yourself in position going forward to win baseball games. And I think they're going to learn a lot this year. And a lot of that's going to come down to Will Venable. You know, I think Chris Getz has done a very good job this winter with the resources that he has, turning them into the kinds of players that the White Sox want. I think Anthony Kay, you know, if you can get another Fetty, that's fantastic.
That'd be great.
I think the Murakami deal was really good. You know, I think they're gonna add to their bullpen, and I think, you know, Grant Taylor to me is going to be one of the best closers in baseball. I'm early on the Grant Taylor train. I am fully on board. I think he's a bad motherfucker, and I think he's got a great attitude to close. And Leisure is good too. So you know, you add a leverage reliever at the back.
Sorry, Treasy, Leisure is actually good.
I know. It's not that I don't like him. It's just that he made me so uneasy all season. That, like,
that's what relievers do, though. That's what relievers do.
That's true. The fun ones.
I just the fly in the ointment here is going to be with starting pitching.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And do any of those guys, any of the young arms that they have, turn into not just rotation pieces, but I want like a front half of the rotation guy.
Right.
You can find 4s and 5s. You can develop 4s and 5s. What about the 1 through 3 though? Those guys are expensive. And I don't think Jerry Reinsdorf's going to go out into free agency and pay for a guy. You know,
he's not.
I don't think he is either.
I'll give him this. They thought they had Zach Wheeler.
And they had the highest money too, but he just didn't want to come. No,
man.
His wife, his wife made him back out in the last second.
So this is, I mean, to me, this is an enormous year for Noah Schultz. Like, is he going to be the guy who in limited innings we saw dominate, or is he going to be more the guy last year? You know, can he keep everything together over the course of a full season and turn into a 180 inning type guy? I think it's a big year for Hagen Smith. What is he? Is he a guy, or is he a top 5 pick that you missed?
Right. Yeah. Very volatile right there. I mean, from the perspective we're looking at, it's like, who are the 3 and 4 WAR players on this roster before we start getting excited about playoffs, man? Can Colson Montgomery give us a full year? Can Miguel Vargas take a step? Is Kyle Teal what we thought we saw for 71 games last year? Like, there's a lot of those questions for us that's going to be fun. And so we are on that side, Jeff. We are not on the side of where we think we should make the playoffs this year. We're on the side of, let's find out who the guys on this team are. They're going to be on the next playoff team. And
I think the guys who can be 3-win players, I think Teal will be. I think Murakami will be. I think Mydroth can be. I think Montgomery will be.
Mm-hmm.
Not there on Vargas. Acuna could be like an on base plus stolen bases plus good defensive WAR to get up into that range. Mm-hmm. But you're right. Championship caliber teams, playoff caliber teams, except for the Guardians, have multiple 3-win players.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's it. I didn't even mention Cleveland earlier. It really is ridiculous what they do.
Right?
Oh yeah,
every single year.
with one guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, Jeff, you mentioned Reinsdorf. You mentioned his lack of spending. We're heading into this potential labor stoppage, and like Reinsdorf, and then like some of the other smaller market teams as well. They're kind of pushing this forward of like kind of, hey, what's going on at the top of the league? These guys spending so much money. Where are the Sox kind of living in that range as Ishbia's coming in and Reinsdorf's coming out? Like, what's like? Are you getting any feedback on like what they're going to be kind of pushing for in the 2027 CBA?
Is that a real question? Is Jerry Reinsdorf going to push for a salary cap?
No. I know he is.
It would be his life's work.
But it's weird to be like, come on. If we're looking at this correctly and looking what they're doing internationally, Beef, I think you've had this from the beginning. It's like Big Daddy Ishbia's kicking a little money into there. I know we can't say it out loud.
That Dominican Academy, I don't know where the bags of cash came from, but I have a guess where they might have come from. Where they're building that, it's going to be up.
And he keeps saying, "Oh, I got nothing to do with anything." But like,
The guy
I
that
can't
owns
imagine that
Munetaka.
he's looking at this going like, "Jerry, yeah, go ahead, go try and get a salary cap. I definitely want that."
Though, here's the thing: with a salary cap, franchise values go through the roof. That's the play here, guys.
Yeah.
There are ways to achieve competitive balance without a salary cap. It's a lot harder to get franchise values growing without a salary cap. And that's at the end of the day, my great fear here is that that's what's going to drive these negotiations. And here's the thing, I've talked with enough people at the league, and I bring up the franchise values, and they poo-poo it. They're like, no, this is about competitive balance. Then I talk with owners and people with the teams, and they're like, no, it's about franchise value. That's like,
At least they're honest.
They like the Warriors getting valuations of $11 billion.
Jesus Christ.
And look, the Warriors have been like the Dodgers. They've done an extraordinary job of taking what they have and building products around it and operating like a really damn good business. But the Dodgers made $1 billion in revenue last year. Did you guys know that?
I did not. That's incredible, though.
$1 billion in
Well,
sport.
this is where I wanted to jump in, Jeff. Is we a lot of times we're like, owners need to spend and they have high net worths or whatever, but we never yell at them about, why don't you just make your business more profitable? You're supposed to be a capitalist, and here you are rent seeking the entire time. It's like,
Right.
why don't you just do something and figure out how to sell more and get more money in the house? Like
they'll turn around to you and say, well, why don't you give me Shohei Ohtani? And yet, you know what? They could have had him a couple of years ago.
Everyone could have had it.
everyone could have them. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm writing something about this right now. It's going to run next week. It's sort of a look at all of the labor situation in baseball right now.
Yeah.
We get so we place ourselves in boxes too much, I think, where it is if I am anti-salary cap, then I don't want to acknowledge that what the Los Angeles Dodgers have done is absolutely incredible. And that I'm going to spend all the time, if I'm anti-salary cap, bitching about the lower end owners not doing what they should. Guess what? That is true. Lower end owners are not doing what they should. If I'm pro salary cap, all I'm doing is complaining about the Dodgers. Guess what, though? The Dodgers have done what all the other big market teams are capable of doing. They've just done it a whole lot better. All of these things can be true at once. And what labor relations is and should be is trying to find that compromise and trying to find that middle ground that benefits everyone. And I worry that because of the consternation that has been around, especially this decade, especially post-COVID, I worry that they're not just talking past each other, but not listening to each other. Yeah. The players are saying, we will not accept a salary cap. Period. End of story. It is a hill we will die on. The owners don't hear that. The owners are ready to forge forward with it. The owners are saying, we feel like the competitive balance in baseball is out of whack right now, and this system is not working for everyone. And the players who have benefited greatly from this system, who have Juan Soto getting $765 million and Kyle Tucker getting $60 million a year, and I think 7, 9-figure contracts this offseason. Things have been good for the players, but just because something is good for the players doesn't necessarily make it good for the game. And the whole premise of this story that I'm writing right now is, how about we listen to the fans? The fans want competitive balance, however it comes. Fans are pro salary cap because they know salary cap. They know it from the NFL and from the NBA and from the NHL. It's familiar. It's easy. And we tend to gravitate toward those familiar and easy things. But there are alternative methods to reaching this parity. And a lot of it starts with television contracts. A lot of it has to do with revenue sharing, but all of it needs to be teams, especially. And I think the franchise owners are the stewards of the game, in that they're the ones who are around for a long time. You guys know what it's like to have an owner around for decades.
Yep.
Our entire lives. Yes.
Whole life. 2 teams.
The game is in a good place right now on the field. Can't the business be that way too? And instead of trying to get what's yours, trying to maximize what's coming to you, look at the health of the game and understand that as the game gets bigger, as the game gets better, as the game brings more fans in and makes them not just baseball fans right now, but lifelong baseball fans, that the benefits down the road are going to be greater than whatever you get juicing your franchise values right now, than whatever you get trying to break AAV records. There's a place. I'm not smart enough, guys, to know where this lands or what a deal looks like. But I am smart enough to know that there are levers in place to get them there. And it's up to them, the stakeholders in this game, to not fuck up a good thing. And they are running the risk of doing that right now.
Yep. 94 all over again.
Yeah. Well said. Instead of thinking about next year, think about 20 years from now for everybody. And that's the right way to do it. Well said, Jeff.
That was good. And you are smart. You're smarter than you think, buddy. You're gonna do things in life. No, you trust me. Okay, you'll be okay.
Jeff, we'll let you go in just a minute. I did want to ask you one question though about, so after reading the arm, one thing that kind of stuck out to me in there, because I'm getting the benefit of reading this many years after it came out, and so the things that happen in there, I've seen what's transpired since, right? And Dr. Buffy going to the Dodgers is part of like this think tank to say, like, how do we prevent arm injuries? And then you see the Dodgers as one of the teams that has like the most arm injuries. Like, my question isn't necessarily about is this guy an idiot or anything like that, because I assume like he's doing his part, he's trying to.
He's not with the Dodgers anymore, by the way. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then this might lend to this theory. Did the Dodgers look at all the data and go, "There's not really a way that we see to truly prevent this"? So the most financially sound, the best risk management that we can apply here is to work these pitchers to failure, not waste the bullets. Not do what happened with Strasburg and say, well, we're going to rest him. We're not going to play him in the playoffs. That to take the opposite approach and say, we're going to get every pitch that we can out of this arm until it fails, and then we replace him with the next guy. Because the Dodgers always have like 8 starting pitchers, when they come into the season.
Except in 2024.
When they went all bullpen.
That's right.
No, but that's, guys, isn't that that is both the brilliance of the Dodgers, and it is a brilliant organization. I don't think at this point, anyone who just says, oh, they go and spend. No, they're good at fucking everything.
Yep.
They are good at everything they do. It's process, it's evaluation, it's decision making, It's questioning their weaknesses and trying to address it. It's just a really, really well-run business and really, really well-run baseball operations department. But I don't think it was like an active thing where they said, well, we can't crack this, so we're going to go out and because remember, they're still paying guys. You don't want to be paying guys who are on the shelf for a year. But I think they take a realistic look at arm injuries, and they haven't given up on trying to figure them out, but they also understand. And I think, Teresi, like the chapters on youth baseball or that alluded to youth baseball are the ones that hold up best 10 years later. Yeah. The chapter on Trevor Bauer, not great. But the chapter,
the MVP machine also. They're going to strike.
Yeah, that's the whole part of those. I was going to say Ben and Travis have it worse than I do. So.
That's right.
But the chapters on youth baseball, because here's the thing: I've been through the youth baseball machine since then. I have witnessed it firsthand, and I think that organizations believe that the vast majority of pitchers who are coming into professional baseball are on the verge of breaking already anyway, if they haven't yet. And so I think they're just trying to take an honest look at the landscape and what it looks like. And the landscape for pitcher health is about as bad as it's been. And it's unfortunate. It might just be an unfortunate reality. I went into that book and I'd never done a book by myself. And this was a project that took 4 years. Daniel Hudson getting hurt a second time. I love this story because this is like the most Daniel Hudson thing ever. I don't know if you guys have ever talked to him or met him, but he's just a delightful.
No, but he was part of the org for a while.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, he was. I'm trying to think, what was the trade? Because he was supposed to be a dude, and then he goes out and wins 14 games with like a 3.3 ERA in his first full season. And it's like, because didn't he come up with the Sox and go like 7-1?
I'm trying to remember how he went, but was he in he wasn't in the Quentin deal, was he? Is it that far ago? Or is it Vasquez? Is it Vasquez?
So he comes up and you're right about that, Jeff. He goes 7-1, but he's already been traded to Arizona by that point. So 2010, he gets traded to Arizona, kind of in the middle of the year. I'm gonna look up the transaction, but yeah, he goes.
So Daniel Hudson, as you look this up, he's
Edwin Jackson deal. So I was on the White Sox, traded for Edwin Jackson. They were trying to go for it. Edwin actually pitched good for the White Sox too, but that was a lot of cost right there to send.
So he, I have a hard time at the beginning trying to get a guy to say yes to do this book with me. Brandon Beachy had just gotten hurt. I tried him, didn't want to do it. Danny Duffy, I knew, had just torn his UCL. Didn't want to do it. And Huddy and Todd Coffey essentially said yes at the same time. And so, you commit to following them. And I'm there for Daniel Hudson's first start back after tearing his UCL. He was out like 11 months, came back. Is it the beginning of the book? Is that the first, or is the first chapter in the surgery room?
Yeah, it's okay. the Coffee and the Hudson.
Okay,
surgery.
I say this because in the original manuscript that I sent into my editor, the first chapter was Huddy blowing out for the second time, and he blows out, and he calls me up, and he's like, "Hey, just want to tell you, like, I'm gonna be getting a second TJ. I hope this doesn't ruin your book." And it was such like such a sweet thing to say. It was so nice. It definitely like pushed the timeline back for a year. But like seeing awesome. That now, was it kind of cool to know that this was the guy who he had just made it back at the end of the book. And now that he went on to pitch all the way through 2024, closed out a World Series, won another World Series with the Dodgers after that. Like, he had a great career. And and it's just, I love that I was there for the tough moments and got to see those. And understand like the level of perseverance and grit that guy has, because he was gonna, I don't know if you knew this, but he was warming up in the pen during the game that the Dodgers wound up clinching in 2024. And he told me that night, if I came into the game, I was going to blow out again. Like his elbow was on its absolute, it was at the end, at the absolute end. And yeah, thankfully Dave Roberts did not bring him in. There you
go. Closed that out before that.
Yep.
We've kept you really long, Jeff. And I don't know if that's okay. I got one thing. You're a special guest for us. You know, you're the only person I know that has been attacked by a tree and you broke your back and you on it. Now, we got some really crazy storms coming through the Midwest, you know, the next few days.
Oh, so much. My child is, I'm not even going to call him an amateur meteorologist. He is a nerd. And I mean, he does listen to this hustle, by the way. He's been tracking storms for a while now, and he has like the super nerdy like apps and everything like that. He knows the fucking GFS, he knows the Euro, he knows the AI, he knows all these things. Nice. And for his senior capstone project in high school this year, he created a snow day calculator. And he has it's I mean, he's got a website, like he wrote an alg for it, like it's impressive stuff. But the most impressive thing by far is he went to the administration at his school, showed them this, and said, "Can I be on your snow day committee?" And so, listen, they haven't looked at the back end. There might be a little multiplier in there that he added to change things.
I respect that hustle right there. You're right, Jeff.
Yeah. And by the way, he hasn't, but he could.
He's available.
You could throw it in there. My question's a little more. I want to know how excited you are because of this weather. It's supposed to be exploding trees all over the Midwest, so that the tree that tried to kill you is gonna die. Now, you got to be happy about that. You seem like you could be a little vindictive, like I would be. I'd be very happy that trees are just going to start exploding for no reason. They should die, right?
That tree is still in the front yard. We had our tree in the backyard removed this year. Actually, this is like 85, 90-year-old trees.
Oh my goodness.
That are like,
wow, shit.
The only trees I've seen similar to this, like outside of, you know, going and seeing the redwoods in California, Kevin Kaduk from CHGO. Kevin,
I've had him on. He's very fond of you, although he wasn't very fond of you at the beginning because he felt like you were stealing his position. But go ahead.
Which I did. Unquestionably true. But Kaduk, I'm not gonna out where he lives, but Kaduk lives in a Chicago suburb that has a forest preserve and has like these tall, amazing trees in his backyard. And so this tree in our backyard, it just started dropping branches in the middle of the summer. Yeah, like we would just find there was one point where there hadn't been any wind the night before, and there was a pretty hefty branch on the ground. And you guys know me, I'm like, fuck that shit. I like nature. I don't like getting hit by trees though. I'm not doing this again.
Once is enough.
One time is plenty. So yeah, MSS, to answer your question, I'll be in the basement.
Nice. All right. Watching trees die, just explode out there. I get it. You have a 108 bobblehead. Where do you display it? Do you display it somewhere or no?
No.
It's in the garbage.
God damn it!
I think you already sold it.
No, I have my 108 hat right here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I didn't take it out of the box.
That's okay. That's okay. You still have it.
That's fine. It's mint now. It's mint.
I'll put this shit on though.
There you go. You got that. You also famously wore a white Sox or a Wave Sox sweatshirt on TV, right? we have a fan that got one. I gave one to him, I think, in November. He has made 7 felony arrests wearing his Wave Suck sweatshirt. Have you done anything that badass wearing a Wave Suck sweatshirt?
I don't think I've done anything that badass in my life. No, I mean, what would you rather have? A guy who's making arrests, or a guy go on Pat McAfee and show your shit off? I mean, come on, guys.
I mean, well, both. We like both.
Yeah,
I love the other guy, but I'll take the.
Thank you. We have one person who's answering honestly.
Last thing, Joshua Mellon, the guy that I talked about earlier, he swears to God he was at a flea market outside of Tokyo in December, and he was looking through footage that he had shot for his travel channel, and he swears he saw you in the footage at this flea market that happens twice a year in Tokyo. Were you in Tokyo in December at a flea market?
I was not, but I would love to know.
Okay,
I would love to know what my doppelganger looks like, because I get comps. I get comps sometimes, and there are very flattering comps, and there are very unflattering comps.
Well, he said
we
has a very
we have to get this
look.
You know, I get the picture.
We did the interview last week, so we didn't have time to get it, but I will make sure we get it. We put it out there. Our man Chirizi gets comped to George Clooney, a drunk woman one time in the 108.
That was a very inebriated woman.
She was pretty drunk, but still. But
Jeff, I think she thought I had drugs.
Which surprisingly you didn't somehow.
You didn't. It was just buttering me up for free drugs. On that note, Jeff, I think we can bring this one to an end. I really, really, really appreciate you coming on. You always give us more time than you should, and we appreciate it greatly. And just hope to see you again next year or sometime in between. Hopefully not for like 120 losses.
There will not be 120 losses. And I do think there's going to be, I would say within a couple days, there's going to be some more White Sox news. So keep it on.
Nice.
Oh, I love it. Love that teaser.
When Munetaka's killing it and you come to do a story on him, you better fucking come say hi this time and not hide.
We're going to drink, Jeff. We're going to have some drinks together, all right? We all live close to the park. We're going to have some drinks.
I sent Sam out there. He's like a better, more talented.
We love Sam. Actually, MSS interviewed Sam on the pod. We love Sam. Sam is the best, man. He's just awesome.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
We'll talk to you very soon.
See you, boys.
Good, man.
Bye. God damn it.
That was great. As always.
Excellent. Always excellent.
The first few times we've done it, we get so excited, and you're just like, oh, everything's going so fast. This one was so nice. And a nice, even flow. It's like, this is our boy now. This is our boy.
Hey, we got our friends coming on. Let's just cut it up like we always cut it up.
Yes.
And he had some great stuff for us, man. Just terrific. He had coming in there.
He did.
Great tease at the end.
Excellent tease. I'm looking forward to see what the Sox do.
Goddamn fucking professional.
You know what I'm predicting? You know what I'm predicting now, Beef?
What's that?
I'm predicting Bader now, because he brought up Harrison Bader. I wasn't like a big, we should go out and get Harrison Bader, but he also mentioned bullpen. So it could be bullpen.
I could see that. I could see that.
He's worried about the starting pitcher. Maybe there's a pitcher coming in. So I'm
dropping.
Those are the big 3 areas that we need. So let's see what we get. Yeah, I would be fine if they were just jettisoning Andrew Benintendi. I'm just saying.
That's a fine use for the money as well.
Not Italian, but supportive of that.
I'm ready to pay some bills. So I'm gonna
pay some bills. I'm gonna try and get back in here.
Good luck, okay, buddy? We'll see you in a minute. Looking for a perfect way to kick off the new year? Start fresh with a brand new Mazda. Whether you're looking for a sporty sedan or a versatile SUV, Mazda has the right vehicle for you. With Mazda's signature sleek design and unmatched performance, you'll turn heads everywhere you go. And with advanced safety features like blind spot monitoring and lane departure warning, you can feel confident and protected on the road. Plus, with cutting-edge technology like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, you can stay connected and entertained while you drive. And with Mazda's commitment to sustainability, you can feel good about reducing your carbon footprint. Visit MazdaRolandPark.com to get all the specs and details on the complete line of Mazda. Whether you're from the Chicagoland area, Northwest Indiana, or Southeast Wisconsin, they would love to have you visit and test drive a Mazda today. Happy New Year from your friends at Mazda of Orland Park. Mazda of Orland Park, home of the Zoom Zoom Nation. 8910 West 159th Street, Orland Park. 708-444-3200. Zoom Zoom. Man, I was getting really nervous because both you guys were gone. Treasy wasn't even signed back in. I was like, fuck. I'm going to come out here and people are going to be severely disappointed. You just come off of having Jeff on and then you got, all you get is MSS. And I know fucking RC in the comments is just going to go bananas because he's been going bananas the whole goddamn time. Talking about how my room, like my house probably smells like Wendy's chili and farts. What the fuck, dude? Come on. I see your shit.
Don't let the comments own you, MSS.
I'm not letting him own me. He loves me so much because you don't talk about people that much that you don't love. You know, I know how that goes.
So little behind the scenes. So when I tried to log in earlier, the way that StreamYard works is you don't actually have a login. It sends you like an email. It says, here's your little code to do this. The email that I used for it was completely down. So they had to let me in as a guest, which makes me not able to see any of the other stuff that's going on behind. And it's like I had no idea when Jeff was here, like when he showed up. So which is kind of worked out well because then I said some really crazy shit while he was waiting.
But also he was cracking up during it.
He was laughing.
Also, it's blazing my eyes to do this in the other version because it's not in dark mode. So it's just like,
oh no!
Right. And so now
blue glasses, man.
Now I'm back in the dark mode. I've got the whole situation now, and I think we're probably about ready to get into a little
smash or pass, smash or pass, smash or pass, smash or pass, smash or pass. Smash or pass.
That song just keeps on giving. It's the gift that just keeps on giving.
It's the best.
Love it. And so, we're well into the offseason. Jeff mentioned it. 3 weeks from spring training starting. Yeah. And we're still big free agents out on the market.
We're going into we're lucky he showed up because Framber is still out there. And
that could happen at any moment. That could happen at any moment. Trades could happen at any moment. But like all these, the fact that these guys are just going now upsets me. I think that the offseason needs to be more exciting. I think in general, he was talking about the competitive balance. I think that we need to rethink some of that stuff too. So I wanted to tonight throw some new MLB rules at you guys.
Oh yeah,
let's go.
These are a little off-season
dark mode,
but I just want to give you each of these rules. You smash or pass. All right. So we'll get into it.
Let's do it.
Instead of the way that they do it right now, where we have like the worst teams and like you get knocked out for a year or whatever, but you're still shitty and you get some sort of amount of balls in this thing, blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. The best teams that miss the playoffs draft first. Any team that finished with a 500 or above record that did not make the playoffs are entered into the lottery. Only those teams. This year would have been like 4 or 5 teams. No waiting of any sort. You get one fucking ball. We do this live on television. Like the old, I don't know, NBA draft might still do it this way. But the one ball in there.
Yeah, freeze envelopes.
And the shit pops out. We see it in real time. Way more exciting than the way that they do it right now. You guys smashing or passing on this idea?
Who do you want to go first?
Beef. Go ahead, Beef.
I am smashing 100% because this is how my keeper fantasy league used to work with the 2 quarterbacks, Treasy. When I ran that thing, it was not whoever finished last gets the first pick. No. Whoever is the first team to miss the playoffs gets the first pick. And so you would have teams at the edge of the playoffs trying to decide if they wanted to be in or out. Now, there could be some weird collusion bullshit here, depending on how good that number 1 pick is. But I like this better because it incentivizes winning. You always want to have every team trying to strive for as many fucking wins as possible. That's how the game is the best. And there was some of the discussion we had with Jeff a little while ago is like, you want to like look at this thing in a different direction. You want to make it so it's best for everyone. And this would be best for everyone. So you would have teams that are really bad saying, look, We got to spend money because we got to get up there to like 75 wins so we can be close to this. You said all the teams over 500 don't make the playoffs, but there might be teams that it might be all the over 500 teams make it. And so even having 77 wins or 76 wins might get you in this spot. So I love that. 100%.
We can be a little flexible. We can be a little flexible with it. MSS, where are you at on this?
I think you shouldn't even limit it, like just Loaf was saying, not even to teams that missed the playoffs, even the guys that won the World Series. How great would it be the World Series winners get the number 1 draft pick? Like, just be like, listen, you should be rewarded. You can have it. They could flame out anyway. I think this is a great idea. I think I agree also with what Loaf was saying. Things was best for the game, not best for the owners, not best for the players, best for the game. This would be awesome. People would be excited and it would motivate. Now, it might not motivate some owners to spend, but it would motivate some owners to sell because they're like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to try to participate in this thing. And they'll get the fuck out because they don't understand it because it's something new. It's a new, fresh idea. And they're like, I don't have time to learn new shit. I'll see you later. Okay. So I'm fucking smashing the shit out of this.
I love it. Before we get to the next one, got a drink from our guy CD. He says, Jeff was great. Listen to the first 108 pod at work today. Not a porn guy, MSS knew who Ginger Lynn was, but not who Lance Lynn was. Incredible content from day one.
Probably true. It's probably
Thank you, CD. That's awesome. Listening back to the original.
I also know her fake sister, Amber Lynn, but hey, who's counting?
Oh, Amber Lynn had a minute there. Not the longevity of a Ginger Lynn, but she was all right. In her day.
Ginger Lynn had more of that went out there a little longer.
Now we've got this group, right? This is the team, the best teams that just missed the playoffs. They're drafting first. I'm still keeping the playoff teams at the very end. I think that's fair. You made the playoffs. You got the team.
That works for me.
The rest of the picks
doesn't work for me.
The rest of the teams that missed the playoffs draft in descending order by attendance. MSS, you smashed your pass. Now let me tell you where I'm coming from on this. Let me tell you where I'm coming from on this.
No, I know where. Okay, go ahead.
If you're gonna put a shitty team out there, you got to go minor leagues. You gotta have the craziest fucking promotion. You got to be the Savannah Bananas.
Yep.
Promotion wise, to get as many people out to the park as possible, so that you get that 5th or 6th pick. So that's where I'm coming from on this.
I like it because if you're not good, I'm gonna. You know what? I was gonna pass, but I'm gonna smash. I'm gonna say smash. Whoops, wrong one. I went to do this one. So I'm gonna say, yeah. I'm still smashing. I like it because it will force then to do the things that I like more. Is get some crazy shit going on there, do the Savannah Bananas shit, but consistently. You have to do it. You have to have fun for 81 fucking home games. You're
an entertainment product.
Better not miss the Sox game this Thursday because they put beers. They need to get people in the stadium, so they're blowing up disco records and beers are only a quarter. Come on through, So couldn't it go wrong? So I'm here for that, and the chaos would be great even in a losing season. So yeah, I'm going to smash that too. Not from behind, just in missionary.
I appreciate the clarification.
I like it, but not that much. You know what I mean? I ain't that hyped.
Beef, you're smashing or passing?
I'm smashing. I'm hiring Jackie Moon tomorrow to start promoting these games. And some of these games, when you get down to the end, what's going to be funny is teams that are trying in this crunch here, there are going to be $1 tickets out there all over the place. I'm sure there's going to be rules in places they're going to lower ticket prices. They're going to try to get companies to buy the tickets and then give them away for free. They're going to do all kinds of weird shit to fill the fucking stadium. And as you guys know, even when a shitty team, when it's Mexican Heritage Night and the stadium's absolutely fucking packed, that's awesome, man. The vibes are great in the stadium. And so more of that for everybody, that sounds tremendous. I think any push towards that is of true value. Maybe as they chip up, they get a little more international pool money. I don't know. But regardless, this is a good thing, a good incentive. Smash the shit out of this, Treasy. I love it.
Nice.
All right. Next one. The Rule 5 draft allows the player to remain on their new team as long as they are on the 40-man roster all year instead of the 26-man. However, players drafted have their minor league salary immediately escalated to half of the league minimum. So they can pull someone from another team and just keep them in the minors and have them on the 40-man. So it's a step up for that player. But I don't want people just hoarding players. So they get half. So like this year, you would take a guy like our guy Adrian Nieto here. Instead of trying to force him on a 26-man, you pay him $390,000 to be in the minor leagues. I think that's a fair system. Beef, are you smashing or passing this version of the Rule 5 draft?
Chorizo, I'm going to pass because the Russian roulette of having to be on the 26-man roster is really what secures the Rule 5 into a way that, like, you're really taking a gamble. You're really taking a chance. And you got balls when you're like the White Sox taking 2 fucking players and saying, look, we're going to try to make this shit work and put both these guys on the roster. What you don't really want is you don't want hoarding, like you're mentioning. Yeah. And I agree with you. You're de-incentivizing it a little bit, but I don't think enough. I think there'd be a lot of like crazy gambles if this were the new format right here. And you would have to protect guys that are in like A-ball. Like remember when they protected Mike Rodolfo and Luis Basabe? That would have been fraud protection because teams could do shit like this. So I'm going to pass on this one because even though it's kind of fun, I think I like the current state of the way this works.
Yeah, I think the money. I don't think the money is enough. I think you need to go at least league minimum, if not, almost a premium, like just to make it really fucking hurt. So like if you're gonna do it, because we know other teams that got money, so like they're gonna spend money on weird shit, but like you gotta hurt them. Maybe the money should be like whatever your payroll is, it has to be a percentage of that payroll. So like the big payroll teams have to have a percentage that they pay to this player that they're trying to bury. That would hurt them. And it would also, it wouldn't hurt like, it would hurt a big team more and the big thing more. So yeah, I think I'm going to smash it under the condition that they have to pay a percentage of their current payroll.
I like that. So I like that MSS because
have like a $30 million player on a Rule 5, like in the minors. You know how awesome that is.
So we hide this guy
winning the goddamn lottery and having to eat like shitty meals in like Fresno, California. That would be awesome.
Like they could actually save money by putting him on the 26. Right, like it's only $780,000 to have him on the 26-man roster. It's $2.4 million to have him in AAA.
Yes,
you decide what you want to do here.
Funny,
I kind of love that.
That's why we work as a team, guys. All three of us.
All right,
that's why we're a unit.
Staying on the Rule 5 draft, non-minor leaguers, so major leaguers, can be designated as available to the Rule 5 draft. Drafting team takes on the player's full salary. Don't worry about the picture. That has nothing to do with this. It's just a picture that I wanted to use. MSS, are you smashing or passing?
Hey, I'm smashing that one. Even though it's my Italian brother, he needs to get the fuck out of town. So let's however we can do it. Let's just make it happen. I'm surprised the brain trust at 35th and Shields hasn't figured this one out already and put this into Manfred's ear or something. Like, hey, buddy, maybe we should try this.
B-Flow, you smash it or pass it?
I'm passing because it kind of already exists in the regular marketplace. We'll put this guy out there on waivers. You can fucking have him for a shitty salary that you don't want. I guess in the Rule 5 you can take him back, so it wouldn't be that. Like, but it is a different thing. But I'm gonna pass because it's too confusing to me. Although I would like Andrew Benintendi specifically to be not on this team and someone else to pay for him. That would be great.
If the reason I want this is because I miss the post-trade line.
You miss Alex Rios getting grabbed up on his socks.
Go ahead, take him. Exactly. I miss that. I miss that whole scenario. And so I want it back in some way, and I think this
is we call this the Alex Rios draft. Yes, we can.
It's the second. The second part of the Rule 5 is the dead money Alex Rios draft. All right, let's see what I got next for you guys. All right, money allocated from the competitive balance tax can only be used for signing major league free agents or buying out the contract of a current player. B-Flow, smash or pass?
Smash. I think all of that money should be you should have to put that money back in the field. I think there's have constantly been wars about the fact that yes, the big teams are willing to pay, sort of welfare to the smaller market teams, but put that shit back on the field, man. Make our product as good as possible. And so I love this one, Treasy. I hope they would put this into ink, smash the shit out of this one.
It should be like the Red Cross. Like when they get money for a disaster, they have to use that money for only that disaster.
For that,
go to anything else. So like you get it, you have to put it back into making your team better, not fucking, doing something stupid like paving a parking lot, for the team. No, fuck that shit. Like we can have potholes, but we need better second baseman.
Like so. Marlins, you can't use this for a giant sculpture that floats around in your outfit.
That's correct.
Yes, I agree. I'm also going to smash that.
All right.
Uh-oh.
I want things to move faster. I want things to move faster in the offseason. So this is my idea. You reduce the luxury tax hit of salaries based on how early in the offseason the signing occurs. Before Thanksgiving, 75%. Before Christmas Eve, 85%. That means like Festivus would be a huge day of signing. And then before New Year's Day, which also means New Year's Eve would be all day signings too, because it's just a little 5% off. So that's the idea. Try and front load the offseason so that you talk about this in the beginning, and then like by this point, we kind of got everything set. The kind of end guys are getting assigned to teams and getting picked up right now as we're walking into spring training, instead of Framber Valdez still being a free agent January 22nd. MSS, you smashing or passing?
I mean, okay, it's a good idea, so I should smash it, but also I don't care. I like having fun all the time, and I like the clusters that it comes in sometimes, and then it's unpredictable and whatever. And also, I haven't passed on anything, so I'm going to pass on this one just to be contrarian. Sorry.
I can't believe you. I can't believe you hate Magic Johnson.
I get a contrarian.
I can't believe you hate Magic Johnson. Beef, smashing or passing?
I liked what MSS was saying. I think we don't appreciate the length of the offseason for MLB and how things do pop up in random times. Like the past few days have been crazy, right? It was exciting.
Right.
And even last week, Jeff couldn't make the show because of the Kyle Tucker's signing. However, I'm going to smash the shit out of this, Treasy, because I like the incentives. Put some incentives and getting it a little earlier in the thing, and it probably will still be spread out, because some of these incentives won't be big enough for teams, but for some of them it will be. Some of them they're going to pop the price, and the players going to be like, yeah, let's take the rebate right now. We're going to a little extra because the team's willing to give it right now. So, yeah, I think it'll spread it out nicely and make the offseason even more fun. And right out of the gate especially is nice. After the World Series ends, we had an awesome World Series last year. It's good to have like signings and trades right the fuck away, and it'd be good to have every year.
I think this might also pop the salaries a little bit, right? Because like if you're getting that, like if you're one of the teams that is going to pay into the luxury tax, 25% off of that, you might, go 10%, 15, 20% higher, knowing that you're still going to come out on the right side of it. So that was kind of my idea. Got a couple more for you.
Yeah.
Love it. Let's go.
The GM with the worst record in the previous year has to hold the microphone for Scott Boras. Things of legend. The Scott Boras.
God.
It goes ever. He's just making rhymes like fucking Al Sharpton. It's totally ridiculous. The worst GM and fucking Chris Getz recently.
You would have the pleasure of holding the microphone.
Just sitting there holding the microphone. Could you imagine, like, you fire the GM because his team sucked last year, and you're looking for a new GM, and he's like, I would love to come to this org, but I'm not holding the fucking mic for Scott Boras. Beef, you smashing or passing?
I'm smashing. You know what? We have no interest. I have no interest in being a Big J journo. No interest in going to like these types of things, except for this right here. This I would like to be part of, and to see if your GM sucked really bad and they have to hold the microphone. Yeah. Even better, you can enjoy the whole rant, and your GM has to suffer a little bit. So that's an easy smash for me.
As in Rex says, owner, it would kill Ryan Zork. Owners are up next. Owners are up next.
Get to that.
MSS, you smashing or passing?
I did like JT's comment that you had to be the soapbox that he stands on. I think that would be fun too. And I think with a selfie stick, you could hold, the microphone and be the soapbox. So yes, I'm going to smash that one too. That would be fun.
I love it. All right. The owner with the worst record in the previous year donates $10 million to the charity of the World Series MVP's choice.
Yeah.
MSS, you smashing or passing?
I'm gonna smash that. Yeah. I mean, I guess I don't like. I just was trying to think this through. Like, how could you make it even more diabolical? But no, I like that it goes to charity. It probably hurts the cheapo owner potentially. So yeah.
Hold on. John brought this up, and I had this in the original, but it wasn't going to fit. John, he's saying pass. They'll use it as a raft. No, John, they have to do it in the name of the World Series MVP. So it's not in there because it just was going to be like a ton of words. But that's the idea. Is that it's not in their name.
So
it's in
fuck
the name.
It's not in their name. That's
yeah.
Okay. But the MVP can write it off, which should be
yes,
awesome.
The MVP. The MVP can write it off.
That's awesome.
Beef, you smashing or pass?
Super easy smash. I mean, I'm the guy who have always said that to get owners in line, they got to bet cash money on every single goddamn game. And there you go. You would play for some real players if you got to roll up with the suitcase full of like $1 million or $2 million to give to the other owner each game when you lose. Anything that puts pressure on them, that makes cash out of their pocket, and especially something like this, they might hate the other team. They might hate that player on the other team. And they got to give them $10 million for their charity there, and they may hate that charity too. So even better, it's an incentive to not be the worst one. Anything that incentivizes anyone to be better is a good idea.
Yeah,
I love it. That's my smash or pass for this week.
Yeah. Nice.
I was thinking about blogging those, right? And I was like, I could write a bunch of words about these, but I think like us just like talking through it is going to be much more effective. So I'm glad you guys were down with that this week. Now, at the beginning of the show, did not get in to our banters, everybody's banter.
We didn't.
No, we didn't.
And I'm assessing a little bit of taste. Go ahead.
I'm kind of upset because usually we do an outro.
Smash or pass.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You should have let it run. That's on me. I fucked that up.
All right, we'll be in his car next Thursday, and we going, you son of a bitch.
We should just keep freaking. We should just keep freaking Slim Mick out.
Smash or pass.
Who cares?
Well, yeah, we didn't get to do the at the beginning of the show. And MSS, you talked a little bit, but Beef, I don't think we really heard from you. How you doing? No, it's good. I
thought it was a good banter.
We got all the time in the world.
It was good banter.
We got all the time in the world. I just wanted to say, like, we got yours. We get the Beef now.
Yeah.
Boys, I'm good. I was enjoying the Twitterverse today, even though I was a little busy at work. I was taking little snapshots or whatever. There were some fun crash outs on Twitter today that you couldn't even like.
That's a new word.
Hang on,
that you use that word.
Oh, I'm hip with the kids.
Oh, I know.
My
daughter's like, oh, my substitute teacher today had a crash out. I was like, what the fuck is crash out? What is that?
Heroin?
That's this. Let me put this up on the screen. That is Shy Sox fan Mike. We'll start from the bottom up because Mike last night before he went to bed, before Luis Robert Jr. was traded, he said, "I'm excited to see what Luis Robert Jr. can do in this new look lineup. I still believe in him." And the first tweet when he wakes up says, "I hate my life." Okay, all right, that's solid. After that, he follows up. They trade Luis Robert Jr. for a pile of garbage. Always one step forward, multiple steps backward with this team. It's so frustrating. Next tweet, Luis Robert Jr. is going to turn into an all-star caliber player again for the Mets. I have never been more confident of anything in my life. And last but not least, he says, I've tried to calm down and find a way to justify this trade. I can't. Even if you assume they'll take Luis Robert's money and reinvest it in the roster, which isn't a guarantee, although Jeff Passan seems to think so. Their payroll was like $85 million before this trade. You shouldn't have to trade your center fielder and only MLB caliber outfielder, pay for other players, and the payroll's already that low. Combine that with the fact that they didn't get anything of value for him. And yeah, I'm not happy about this at all. I'd rather just cut the salary and dump him for the return. Boys, here's what I want to know.
I'm now bullish on this trade.
Was Mike not aware that Luis Robert Jr. was getting traded this year? Like, it happened in January. It shocked you a little bit, but like, It was going to happen by July. All right. He was not going to be here the entire year. I saw a couple of those tweets and like, I want to double back on all this stuff. And I was like, bro, Mike is freaking out. Like the Sox are like a projected 90-win team and they traded away a good player. This is a 100-loss team. And many people are afraid to pull the trigger on over 65.5, including Teresi and I. Don't worry about trading Luis Robert. He sucked for 2 years. I love Luis, but he's been bad for a while.
Well, I think that the thing that is interesting to me about Luis and the love for Luis, because I was like, okay, you paid $20 million. Let's get him out there. Let's see what he can do. And maybe he pumps up his value a little bit. I honestly think that, as much as this is a salary dump in many ways, Luis Angel is the top you're going to get. Like, that's what I would expect them to have got if he played well and they went to the deadline.
And if they ate some money, even if they ate some money, I was like, that's probably as good as you're going to get with this shit. Like,
and the thing is, like, I think the thing that people are not recognizing, that I think we've talked about this, and we're not unique to this. Other podcasts that pay attention a lot to metrics and understanding how a player is actually functioning in the field. Luis is not a dominant outfielder anymore. He's
still good.
He's regressing back to being just above average. He's not like this sensational center fielder.
Correct.
So that's not there. So if the hitting's not there, it's really getting into a rough area. And so trading him now is not surprising. They only had 2 years left with him.
Yeah.
I think, I put out a thread on what I thought about the return.
Yep. You did.
And I think Jeff is more bullish on the return than I am. Passan was more bullish on the return than I am.
Yep.
Just because, this type of player, it really has to pop, and it's all athleticism, right? Like that bat speed has to stay incredible. They have to be extremely fast in the outfield to cover up for the fact that they've not really played the outfield.
Yep.
So there's a heavy weight on the athleticism, and any little injury, any little tweak can really let that fall off a cliff. So I'm not bullish on the return, but now that Mike is so out on it, I'm in on it. I'm very much in on it.
Yeah, it's funny because Twitter, a lot of things remain, but some people delete their tweets, so I can't find anything right away. But it's going back through some of Mike's tweets. He's always been very much in love with Luis Robert Jr., so that's fine.
Yeah.
I can understand being upset about that. But he also made the same claim about one Tim Anderson, too. Like, Tim Anderson's going to be an all-star wherever he goes. And it's like, bro, take it easy. Like, I mean, that was a complete failure. I don't think that he said that Munetaka was going to return to all-star form with the Angels, but he most definitely said trading Tim Anderson or getting rid of re-signing Tim Anderson was a big mistake and that we would regret it. We did not regret it. And it was not even that big of a deal. So Mike has been wrong. So
I will say for Luis, I think for Luis, this is a great opportunity because he's going to be batting like 7th or 8th in this lineup.
Right.
And it's going to be a chance for him to not be in the spotlight. All he's got to do is play a solid center field,
stay healthy,
and hit some bombs and try and stay healthy. That's all he's got to do. And hopefully I'm rooting for him, man.
Me too. Me too. Absolutely.
If I have a side team, it's got to be the Mets because the Mets are so in line with the Sox in terms of just being the kind of little brother in the city. So
Seventh Line Army.
I love our 7th Line Army friends. I love Frank Fleming. I'll be rooting for Luis. I'll be rooting for the Mets.
And he looks good in that Mets uni. Like he looks good in that white with the orange and blue. I'm like, listen.
I mean, he looks good in every uniform. I mean,
if you put a little powder here, it looks like an 86 Met, baby.
Hanging out with Keith Hernandez. Crash out number 2. Crash out number 2 that we saw on the internet, and this will be the end of my banter, is a friend of the show and guy who's had us all on his podcast, Todd Welter. That's the Locked On Sox guy. He got a tweet from this Kevin Stone guy. Not anyway. Yeah, no, not Evan Stone. He's not calling my Sox summary. He says, what's your go-to White Sox podcast? He said, Locked On Sox was my favorite, but the love for Miguel Vargas and the admiration for Mike Tauchman is cringeworthy. Stop blaming TLR for the downfall. He was the only guy to have them close to 100 wins. Which pod do you guys recommend? So he's really bagging on Todd here. Todd said, I guess not. I'm not for everyone. You can go listen to it. And he tags a bunch of podcasts, including Sox Populi, which I don't think is on Twitter anymore. So that's the first tweet. Second tweet, Todd keeps going. This ain't stopping. This train ain't stopping, boys. Because that Kevin Stone guy goes, the 12 notifications in the last 10 minutes tells me you're a little upset. You don't need to be. You're the one praising Vargas and Tauchman like they're going to save the franchise. LOL. Todd goes, guy who got upset with my points in the first place says I'm upset. Classic redirect to hide. He just didn't like what I had to say and then exaggerates what I said because I never said those two will save the franchise. Keep putting words in my mouth. Another tweet. Here's the thing. He'll still listen. They always do. Then he says, if he thinks I appreciate Miguel Vargas, he's really going to hate someone suggesting you draft Miguel Vargas in fantasy baseball. Oof. One last tweet for Todd. He says, supposedly, he only wants podcasts that hate Miguel Vargas, Mike Tauchman, and doesn't think Tony La Russa bears any responsibility for the team's downfall.
Listen,
because the team won the 2021 AL Central.
Okay.
How do you deal with people who don't like our podcast and my voice out there? Do you deal with it like this?
Here's the first one you can't do. You can't take the same tweet and re-quote tweet it.
You can't quote tweet it. Yeah, more than once.
You can't do it more than once. You fucking take those 4 fucking responses and you figure out which one's the best one and which way you want to go. You can't do it multiple times. That's fucking like this shady ass behavior. You're crazy when you're doing that shit. You can only do it once. Chorizo.
I mean, yeah, I appreciate all the fans that we have, all the people that listen. It is. But if you came on the internet and said, hey man, fuck you, I'm never listening to your show again because you suck and blah blah blah, I would be like, oh man, this guy is unhappy about this. I'd probably watch a Norm Macdonald video and then forget that I ever even knew who you were.
Potentially, Jersey. Yeah.
So maybe I'm an asshole, but I can't give it that much thought. Like that's it. Like that's a lot of characters to type.
It is.
I ain't got time for that.
And you don't who has notifications on? Like I shut those off before 108 was in anything. Like I don't need to be notified of anything. I'll check Twitter when I fucking check Twitter. Okay. I don't need to know what's going on. I don't even fucking care sometimes. But
I applaud the guy who said some shit about you. I'm a fan of that. Because I've also said our fan base is stupid many times this year. I've also said Chris tells us too much. We're too dumb to understand what he's saying. But you got to give up. Like 1 or 2 tweets is enough. Like that's it. You got to give up. You can't go all day. That was an all day excursion right there. It's like that's just one guy who gives a fuck if you don't listen now. Like not to say we got great numbers or whatever. I won't notice if 3 of you don't listen anymore and you say fuck Beefo. No, we were never going to notice. We'll never even know that you didn't listen.
Right?
Who cares?
In fact,
that's true.
If you say fuck Beefloaf, I think you are listening. That'll convince me.
You'll never stop listening. Yeah.
That'll convince me you're paying attention.
Jerry says Ty needs to follow my rule of not responding to people with fewer than 100 followers. Absolutely.
No. You know who needs to follow that rule? MSS, you know who needs to follow that rule? Our guy Sammy P. And we got to talk to him. We got to talk to him about this at the live show. At their live show. Because man, he will go scorched earth on some possible bot with 14 followers talk shit to him.
He's like, I just can't help myself. It's like, bro, why do you even care, man?
Why do you care? He's got too much time on his hands. That motherfucker got to get a job.
It's like he doesn't give a fuck. And then like one shot of Jameson and he's like, fuck all these people.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Incredible.
We're definitely going to get into this at the show. We're definitely
for sure.
We got to touch on this. He sent me his walk-up song that he wants. And so it contributes directly to what I'm talking about right now.
You know what we should do, Chirizi? We should be like, we have some comments from some fans that want to answer some questions. First up, user 969776778 says, "Fuck your mother." How do you respond?
Says, "Fuck you and the Buffalo Bills." my God. Beef, how many more crash outs you got?
Is that it?
That's it. Chorizo, how about you, bro?
So I walked away from the Bears game on Sunday, and I was like, I wasn't mad at all about the season. I just really enjoyed that season. And I went on the internet the next day, and there's this faction of fans that has like two very distinct problems that they were talking about. The first is the field goal on 4th down thing, right? And the second is that last drive should have been a more methodical drive to just get the field goal. And Beef, you know how my mind works. I always just try and compare, like when I see people talking like something, I try and envision the person that they are as they're doing this. And the person that I'm like, the amalgamation of all of these people, if I'm envisioning a guy, it's a guy that's really into having an open marriage, but doesn't realize that means his wife will fuck someone else. Because if I'm like, when you're telling me something like, man, I'm glad we finally have a coach who has modern thoughts, who can drive an offense, who's aggressive, who will pin a team down and fuck them up, and come back in the fourth quarter, do all these things.
Going somewhere else.
Well, that's the guy that goes for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
That's the guy that, just like you, does not trust Cairo Santos to kick a 49-yard field goal. He trusts his goddamn quarterback. Sometimes it doesn't work out. On the other side, the methodical drive. Oh, we need the methodical drive. We don't have that quarterback. And you don't want that quarterback. You want the quarterback that will run 30 yards backwards, throw off his back foot, a fucking dime into the end zone for a touchdown.
Oh, my God.
For the longest touchdown in StatCast history, that's from the 14-yard line.
Yes. Nobody complained in the Green Bay overtime game when he threw a dime to DJ Moore for the touchdown.
Exactly. No one complained about that. And everybody complains about the 4th downs they didn't convert, but forgets that they scored a touchdown on 4th down.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you wanted Santos to come out then too, right? You wanted four less points. Everybody, like, what they're actually saying is, in hindsight, they could have been perfect if they did all these things.
Yes.
Yeah. Why weren't they perfect?
Exactly.
And so but at the end of the day, it's like, these are the guys that you have rooted for all year. You know who they are. You know what they do. And Caleb's going to take a risk at the end of the game to try and win, because sometimes he puts that right on DJ Moore. If he and DJ Moore were seeing eye to eye on that, DJ went behind that defender, that's a fucking touchdown.
For sure. Right? Yep.
It's a young team. You get to that point, like hopefully we get to that point. But if you look at some of these quarterbacks like that, and I hate to compare him to this guy because this guy's an all-time great, and 2, he's a piece of shit. But like Brett Favre threw a massive amount of interceptions.
Correct. That's right.
But you always wanted him to have the ball at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You definitely would want him to have you don't want Mason Crosby out there. You don't want Mason Crosby out there. You want Brett Favre fucking running the show. And I don't even know if they overlap. I can't remember. But like
that doesn't matter.
At the end of the day, you can't have it both ways. You can't all of a sudden have the methodical game controlling quarterback, but then the next time you need it, the guy who's going to throw a behind the back pass for a touchdown.
Shit, I crapped out. Give me my dick back.
Exactly. That's how they work.
Sorry. Can't do it. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Ooh, that's sharp. Ooh, I don't want that, but it's still okay for you. Yeah. No. Yeah, it was weird. I also the whole DJ Moore thing was lost on me. I was like, dude, we're not here without DJ Moore. So shut the fuck up. You can't say, oh, he cost it. No, he also won it. So just shut up.
I love this from Jeff. He says, Farver would throw an occasional dick pic 6.
That's the comment of the night, JT. Good
I don't know if it was 6. I'd say 3 or 4, maybe, but regardless,
MSS. I got down on a bunch of documentaries while I had a little time off for the team,
yeah,
and the Favre one was wild. But have you watched the Liver King one?
Yes, with because he's got kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know if you guys have watched this one, Beef. I think you haven't, right?
I haven't seen it, but I know a lot about the Liver King. Yeah,
but they give like the whole they give the whole thing. It was cool to see like Big Cat and PFT in there, like interviewing him, like they're like just clips.
That's right, they interviewed him. Yeah,
but the thing that's ridiculous about this is they're doing this whole thing, and towards the steroid part, he's kind of explaining how he feels like he could just get away with stuff, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, at one point I was counterfeiting money. Another point I was selling drugs and doing this and like doing this scam and doing that scam. This is 30 seconds of the documentary. The rest of it is him like eating bull testicles. I'm like, bro, focus on that's interesting. He was counterfeiting money. Can we talk a little bit about that? That sounds way more interesting than him skinning a bull and like rubbing its balls and whatever the fuck he's doing. I don't give a shit about that. Tell me about how he was making fake $5 bills
and putting them into like arcade change machines to get quarters. Yeah, no, I watched the Elizabeth Smart documentary today, and I feel so awful for her.
Which one is Elizabeth Smart? Is that
she's the one that got abducted out of her bedroom, and she had to live in a hotel or live in a camp with this guy that thought he was Christ, and she had to wear like the white robes and stuff, and you can only see like her eyes and stuff, and they were like in Salt Lake City and were photographed and stuff, and people couldn't find her. It was just
holy fuck.
It's insane. But she is really strong. I was very impressed with her turnaround, that even though she has a real life, like I was proud of her, but her family is still fucking just crazy. Like her dad was nuts. Like they thought like their dad was the one that took them, and then like the brother-in-law like made some ridiculous statements to the press like during these pressers and stuff, because I think it's for the younger kids now. They don't understand like how sensational some of this stuff was like in the 90s into the early 2000s when somebody would get taken or kidnapped or something. It was like Entertainment Tonight is reporting on it, and they're like constantly giving sound bites, and it's like, you know, we've tuned a lot of that out now, like, and it just doesn't really exist like it was because you have like the internet. But like, man, yeah, these family members were giving statements like 24/7, and they made some really bad fucking statements. They were just crazy. But so yeah, it's a good one though. You should watch it. It's a good.
I might check that one out. I wasn't aware
the
of that
Elway
one.
One's good too.
I watched the Elway one.
Yeah,
I watched the Elway one. Man, I love John Elway. I felt like I was surprised how emotional he was for the Cal Stanford replay.
He was
like
crushed.
I remember that game, you know, like replays of that game throughout my life. And, you know, I never really thought about, I wonder how the starting quarterback felt after that.
Yeah.
On the losing team.
Now I know.
Not good.
He's still pissed.
Still mad. He teared up with his dad too. And that kind of caught me too. Like when he finally won it, and he's with his dad and his dad's giving him praise. I was like, oh shit, my dad's gonna die sometime. You know, and it was like, oh no. And like he's crying, and I'm like, oh no. Like, no, and I was like, what does my dad have to hang his head on? I'm like, well, at least I got my own bobblehead. You know, that's what I got. So.
It's the same as the Super Bowl.
They didn't win a Super Bowl. Well, sorry, Dad, but hey, listen, I got honored by a team and never played a professional sport in my life. So good for me.
All right, guys. I think it's about that time for some thank yous and GFYs. Beefloaf, who are you thinking of GFY?
I'm going to thank our dear friend Jeff Passan for his annual visit, which is so much fun. I want to thank Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams for one of the most fun Bears seasons in recent memory. Treasy and I and MSS were live for 85, but a lot of you weren't. And this is one of the best seasons it could be in a while. And I also want to thank Todd Welter and Chi Sox fan Mike for their crash outs. So funny on Twitter.
Crash outs. Keep saying crash outs. It's so funny.
MSS. Who are you thinking of GFYS?
I want to say thank you to all the people that have gone to 108.ing/party and bought tickets for next Saturday's show at Reggie's. It's going to be warmer. It's going to be as warm as possible. So you should get your ass over there and go have a fun time inside. I want to say a big GFY to all the people that have not gone to 108.ing/party and bought your tickets to go to Reggie's. We have some really good guests that are going to be there. You have Brooks Boyer, and I brought this up last week, Treasy. All these little fucking internet pussies that would never talk shit to a guy's face. You have a chance to come in and say something. You can come in. I mean, this is not a Sox sanctioned event. Okay. You come in and you can, if you want to ask a question, ask a fucking question. Fucking ball up. You know, I also point out how it's ironic that it's at Reggie's where they held that press conference in the middle of the day and then said no one asked any of the tough questions. It's like we're doing it at night when you motherfuckers are available. So please come through. Please come through. Also, thank you. And if you're coming to the show, we got some new Lawrence's hats that I was given today by Lawrence's. And I have a stack of fucking free shrimp cards here. You get a half pound of large fried shrimp for free. Now, this expires the day before opening day. So you got to come to our event and then go get your ass some shrimp before opening day.
You can get it on the way home.
You go right after the show because they're open 24 hours. Get in there. Huh?
Get in there. Hopefully, Wally, when he goes and gets his shrimp, they don't cook it with any shellfish so he doesn't get a fucking allergic reaction. But yeah, no, like we have a bunch of these. Everyone in attendance will definitely get one. You got to go get yourself a free half pound of shrimp. That it is delicious. They're working on the new shrimp, guys. It is the most lightly breaded shrimp. So more of a French fried shrimp, I think, is what's going to happen. They got to come up with the name. They haven't come up with it yet, but they're going to have a lightly breaded shrimp. I got a little hard when we were talking about it. I was like, I like the breaded shrimp, but I like lightly breaded. I like very lightly breaded even better. So Lawrence is showing some love. They're great.
You're talking about the event and talking about like, hey man, late night you can go get some shrimp. And absolutely. Like we were just recently, not this past weekend, but the weekend before when the Bears won, me and you were there at Ramova.
We were.
And the shit closed down right after the game. You know, like they were like, get the fuck out of here. And so we left and we went out, drank some other places.
Yep.
I'm talking to Reggie's and I said, look, you know, our show, we're going to be done probably like 11:30. Let's call it 11:30. But, you know, we want to drink with all of our friends that are going to be coming out to this. And I said, you know, like how much longer can we stay after that? And they said, you know, if you guys are still drinking, as late as we could stay open is 2:15. So
that's a challenge right there, Chorizo. That's a challenge.
So I don't know how you guys are feeling, but I feel like we could do it. I feel like we could get to that point.
As long as your brother's not drinking vodka, we're good.
But MSS, I think the three of us need to give a little bit of a shout out to one of our guys who's going through a little bit of a rough patch right now.
Oh,
he's big 108 supporter. He's been there since the goddamn beginning. Our guy Mike Turnipseed. He's down in Austin, and like, whoever you wish to, whoever you pray to, give a little bit for our guy Mike. He's an awesome dude, just excellent, absolute awesome dude. MSS went to go see his documentary, like that he's in. This motherfucker, look, this is how crazy this motherfucker is. He would surf Lake Michigan. So you know, like when you're seeing the shit when it's like 8 degrees below zero. So look at these waves that are coming in on Lake Michigan. We'd be like, oh my God, that's great. I don't want to drive on Lakeshore Drive right now. This motherfucker's like, surfs up, baby.
Yeah, like get your ass in.
That's pure 108 maniac. And then we love him. And we're wishing him the best right now. We're hoping that everything works out and we see him in the stadium this year. I can't wait. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for him to still be surprised that Beef, me and you have jobs.
We have jobs.
and I
want to upset him again about that. Yeah.
You have
and
jobs,
I want him, and I want him to hand half a joint to My Sock Summer's dad, and My Sock Summer's dad appreciate it more than any gift that MSS has ever given him.
I'm pretty bad with gifts.
I need that.
We need one more day of that. We need one more
agree.
day of that with our friends. So
100%.
let's kind of. I hope that he's pulling true on whatever's going on right now. But I want to double down on your thank you, MSS. Everybody who's bought tickets. But I want to thank you two guys, holding down the fort last week. You know, I told you in advance I'm probably not going to be able to do this. I'm probably going to sit this one out, and you know, you guys held it down and went. What'd you go? It was like 6-7 hours. It was pretty.
We did 15 minutes with Bears down. So I mean, that's pretty good.
We did.
We do not have a confirmation that the smoke detector is fixed, but at least we're going in the right direction.
You know what?
We've moved in the right direction. We at least know that is a smoke detector, and not
that was some of the best journalism we've ever done on the show. Right there, some of the best. That was Big J journalism right there.
When you said that, I was like, "Yes." He's like, "Can we see the smoke detector?" You're like, "Oh yeah, it's right here."
I was really worried that it was going to be like the square carbon monoxide detector and just the red thing, and I was like, "Open a window, live."
Like I like it. I like getting high with this. Don't worry about it. So thank you. Get over to 108.ing/party and buy some fucking tickets, please, and come through. It's gonna be fun.
Now.
It's gonna be.
We will see you very soon. Thank you so much for everybody for tuning in. See you next week.
In the city of Chicago, back in the day, there was a ball player. They called him Jizz. They said playing for the White Sox, he had a certain flair. He hit 69 home runs, man, that ain't fair. He swung that bat like a wild tornado storm. Every time he stepped up, he smashed it. It was the norm. The ladies in the stands, they couldn't help but stare. The legend of Alejandro Jizz spreading everywhere. Ooh, Alejandro Jizz got the magic touch. On the field, he was a kid.